Cindy Stumpo has been building houses and shattering stereotypes.
Big stuff, big problem. I get eyes all around my head. I'm not going to miss a trick.
You have to love this business all the time.
Cindy Stumpo is tough as nails.
And welcome to Tough as Nails on WBZ News Radio 1030. Sitting here tonight in the studio, my daughter Samantha. What's going on, honey?
Hi, Mom.
Hi. And we're talking about aging gracefully or just aging. I'm not aging gracefully, okay? I mean, I'm not, actually, I want to age gracefully. I just don't want to age, okay? I don't know. There's got to be somewhere in the middle. Our guests tonight are Charlene Hess-Biber, PhD for Boston College, and Dr. Anita Spiegel from the Spiegel Center in Newton. I'm going to start with Charlene. Charlene, welcome.
Thank you.
So, explain Charlene. Charlene's the director of the Women's Studies program at Boston College. Let's start by, tell me what your feeling is on should women do what they want with their faces and not be judged by others?
Well, I think there's no one answer to that. I think that it depends on the age of the individual. I think perhaps giving your daughter money to do breast augmentation at the age of 17 for their birthday or 18th birthday, I would have a little bit of problem with that. But I think we're really talking about women. A large percentage of women, almost 17.5 million women, are having some kind of surgical intervention, whether it's enhancements or surgery. And many of them say, I have a job that requires me to look young. We live in a young culture. And anybody that's 35 and older, even younger, feels over the hill. So if
over the hill, what age?
35, 40.
Really?
So I'm still under the hill.
Yeah, I mean,
I have to be honest. I didn't feel that way till like 48, 48,
Right.
49.
Well, I had a faculty member at another college say to me, I'm 30 years old, I'm over. My life is over. And I'm thinking, your life's just beginning.
No,
And
35 is when your life's beginning.
And her response is that she feels we live in such an age-based culture for women in particular. Their status is dependent on what they look like. There is this idea, and even in occupations, and if someone said to me, Charlene, look, I have 3 kids, I'm a hostess, I'm afraid of losing my job, I'm turning 39. They want younger women in this kind of job. So she got surgery. She got fillers, she got Botox, and she feels like a new beginning of her life has begun. She feels good. She didn't radically change her looks, but
she feels fresh.
She feels fresh. She feels empowered.
Okay, so my question to you was, do you feel that other women should judge the woman that's doing? See, I don't think you should. That's my personal opinion. This is my face. I'm going to do what I want with it. This is my body, and I don't care what you actually think. But then again, I don't care what people think about me. But when I hear them start ripping apart other people, I have a problem with that. So my question is, as a PhD, do you think women should just mind their own business, right? And let me do what I want to do, let you do what you want to do, and not have 3 other women ripping that woman apart because she's doing it.
I think, there's a fine line again about how, the age of consent for women to, I have some students that are, may want to have their nose done, but they're not going to just do it without really consulting with, say, their parents. I think there are some age limits, but my feeling is that a lot of the community of, say, feminist studies is saying that these women are duped. They think they're going to have a better life if they could just fix their faces or fix their bodies. And there's, for women who believe that, who buy into this commercialized type of cosmetic procedures, I think they find that they're going after more and more. There's like a surgical fix. They can't stop.
But that becomes an addiction, and that's where I was going here.
Right.
I look at some women, and they get their Botox and their fillers, and they look beautiful.
Right. And
again, I'm going to say this through the whole conversation here, I believe that you go to a doctor for this. Okay? I don't believe you go to some spa, some house party. So that's, we're going to get into that. I'm not buying into any of that. But I do have a problem with this. The woman that takes it to the next level, and even men I'm seeing, where they start to look like an actual alien. like their cheeks are coming out and their eyes
maybe
are
they don't
sinking
know
in.
that.
But that exactly.
Right.
The question that I'm asking Charlene, and she's written books, and actually she just gave me a book right here. Her first book was, hold on, give me a second. Sorry, but I pulled a neck muscle. Am I Thin Enough Yet? So was one of Charlene's first books. But I have a problem when I start looking at people and they kind of look like creatures.
Right.
And that to me is now you're getting to a whole nother level. And, and we have Dr. O'Neill in here to talk about this. But I just want your opinion on, do they not see what's going on here? Do they not see what they look like?
Well, I think surgical procedures, and I think more non-invasive procedures like fillers and Botox, it becomes more normalized. So people, it's like having a Botox party, like a Tupperware party. People go, they meet each other, they have somebody get the Botox, somebody injects them, and very often a lot of the marketing of these kinds of beauty procedures is done by body part. You get your lips done, you might get your forehead Botoxed, you might get some fillers here and there.
But why don't they see when they start looking what happens to the brain? What happens to the mindset? Do you not see in the mirror what you looked like prior to starting with these fillers to where you look now?
Right.
But I think it becomes a perfection thing that, like, you constantly look in the mirror, you're going to find something wrong.
Yes.
No, I don't believe that. I believe that they keep thinking more is better.
Well,
I don't know. That's why I have.
Right.
I'm a builder. You're a broker. I can't give you the psychology end of why these women or men want to walk around looking the way they look. That's not pretty.
They don't know that.
That's my question.
Well, if they're pushing the envelope on ideal beauty, it's something that you can't, something you normally don't have the most, whatever that ideal is, the perfect Angelina Jolie lips, you have to do with something. And people feel that they're not good enough. And we live in a selfie culture where things are always, Photoshop. Now we're doing digital enhancements. You're looking at fake people. These people don't look like they really are.
Well, okay, but that's retouching up, and that's for a photo. I'm talking about Charlene.
Yeah, but she's saying if you take that photo and do that to the photo, why can't she then go to the doctor and say, do this to me too?
And you can't.
And that's okay.
Right.
But where's the cutoff where your cheeks look like you got two baseballs in them, and you don't look normal?
Right.
There's a new Facebook group we're going to create that says we're going to stop all this. Okay.
Well, the problem is that you're never done. Your body is always needs some work, and so it's profit. You build profit. The marketers are building profit. Anything that doesn't look perfect, you're not good enough.
Okay.
So people buy into that in terms of their self-esteem.
So can you agree with me on something?
Yeah.
That we have women and men out there
Absolutely.
that are looking really freakish.
They are. Some of them are.
Okay.
And some of them are just having too much of something.
There you go.
That's
what I want to stay with.
Bad procedure.
Okay. Okay, so you do agree that we have people that are just overdone with fillers?
Absolutely.
Okay. There's got to be some psychological reason that they look like that. I'm sorry. We all look in the mirror. We can all see what we look like. Mm-hmm. And you got to know when you look in that mirror and that reflection's looking back, are they seeing something that I'm not seeing?
Here's the thing. They're so used to a surgical fix. The younger they start, the more they want, the more body parts they want. It becomes, what happens is that to do cosmetic surgery becomes natural. To not do it is not natural.
Hold that thought, Charlene. We can go to a break. I'm Cindy Stumpo, and this is Tough as Nails on WBZ News Radio 1030. We all want to say, my son the doctor, my daughter the lawyer. Guess what? That's great and wonderful. But I got to be honest, when my parents say, my daughter, the general contractor, Cindy Stumpo, it's really cool. Let your kids pick their own path. Be there to guide them. Be there to support them. And welcome back to Tough as Nails on WBZ News Radio 1030. Samantha and I are talking with Charlene Bieber from Boston College and Dr. O'Neill Spiegel from the Spiegel Center. Tonight's topic, age gracefully or just aging. Hi, O'Neill.
Hello.
So you heard where we just left off. I'm just looking for one person, Charlene, if you can give me that answer, why some women, real fast, are taking this to places that just shouldn't be taken with fillers.
Okay. It's like someone who is suffering from anorexia that looks in the mirror and says, I'm too thin, too fat. And, very often that kind of dis-ease is called body dysmorphia.
Okay.
So if you're having, more and more Botox and you're looking at your face and you're thinking maybe, I could even be prettier. I could
All
be
right.
more
I'm
beautiful.
going to accept your answer as body dysmorphia. I'm going to disagree, only in my personal opinion, but maybe O'Neill can cite me a few other examples why this happens. But, okay, O'Neill, I'm sorry.
Who are you? Can you tell everybody who you are?
I'm going to do that. Dr. O'Neill, take it over from there. Where are you from?
All right. So I'm from the Spiegel Center, and what I do is I inject Botox and fillers, and my patients tend to come out looking very naturally beautiful. So the key is not to overdo anything, but to just do enough that you age gracefully and age beautifully. And around here, we don't want to look like the housewives of.
No, we don't.
New England, we all want to look natural, but we want to look naturally beautiful. So that's what
Okay.
it's all about.
So, again, in your opinion, I have a question.
Yes.
I come into your office, and I come in for the first time, and I leave feeling really great because you can see fillers right away. Botox
Right.
takes a while for it to settle in, right?
Couple of days. Yeah.
So I look perfect. I like the way I look. Now I come back another however long. How long is a filler supposed to last?
So fillers, most of the fillers, the AJ fillers, last about a year. We usually say at about 6 months you want to inject about half of what you did the first time, because at about 6 months you're going to lose about half of the filler.
Okay, so let's go
Yeah.
stop right there. So
Okay.
now you have half the filler. They come back in 6 months later, and they get more fillers put in.
Yeah.
But they don't remember what they looked like, and then they say to you, can you give me a little bit more, because you can see it filling as it goes in. So where is a start? And then they come back 3 months later. I have friends that go in every 3 months, and I'm like, what are you doing?
So some patients do come and do little tiny touch-ups every 3 months, and others do a little bit more every 6 months. The key is to always take pictures. So every time you go in, you have to take really exact pictures so we can see where you started, where you are, and where you're going to end. For my patient population, it's very rare that anything gets overdone, because our location being in Newton, Brookline, Chestnut Hill, we have very highly educated. Our patients are more educated than
Really?
anywhere else in the country.
Well, have you looked at Facebook lately?
Those are not my patients.
I know it.
My
Right.
patients, I have looked at Facebook.
Okay.
They are beautiful.
Okay, and then you see these other women from Newton and Brookline area.
They're not going
and-
to the right places.
Okay, so I've got a question. And actually, I'm
Should we say
still
when
on the
does
same question.
it become the doctor takes control versus the client?
There you go. So my question is, if you think I'm pushing it to the limit, I'm coming in, no, I want a little bit more, no, I want a little bit more, will you as a doctor say, this is
Absolutely.
not about the money?
Absolutely. There's no, because you are my walking advertisement. I need you to look beautiful. And Cindy, that's why I have patients flying in from Florida, from LA, from Miami, from London. They fly in because they don't want to look like bizarre freaks, like the LA trend with those huge lips that are not natural, and they don't look right on your face. Just because they look really well on Kylie Jenner's face doesn't mean that it's going to look really great on your face. So
you
they'll
will
fly in.
Okay,
Absolutely.
So you will absolutely turn away
Yeah.
a client and say, maybe you need to go somewhere else because we're not going to do this
But
here.
more often than that, patients will come in and say, I'm just looking aging. I don't know what it is. Can you just Botox me everywhere? And more often than not, it's not about Botox. It's about fillers and putting that volume back in your face. So wrinkles, like young people will smile and laugh and they'll have lines, but when they relax, it goes away. And having some lines is natural and normal. It's the concavities and the volume loss that makes you look older. And for a lot of people, they just don't recognize what it is. Our patients that come to see us at the Spiegel Center are so well educated that they actually come with the right terms. I mean, let's face it.
So
you know
they
where we live.
like, so people, well, but
Everybody
but
hears-
the rest of the country doesn't.
Yeah.
I've had people say to me, "Oh, I Botox my mouth." I'm like, "Then how are you moving your mouth?" What do
Right,
you-
that's right.
like, what do you mean you Botox your mouth? Is this something I missed here? And like, why would you
No,
Botox?
no.
So you don't put Botox in people's
no,
mouth?
no. It's fillers in
So
the
would you
lips,
say that a
yes.
lot of people really, besides the areas that we're in right now, maybe a lot of people don't? What is really the difference between Botox and fillers? Because a lot
So-
of people might not even know.
No, so Botox is actually Botox, Xeomin, and Dysport. They're all three of them approved in the United States. And what it is, it basically relaxes the muscles. So it prevents you from having those lines when you contract your muscles. Fillers add volume to your face. So, for example, when you see those patients out there, or people out there with those freaky, really big, high cheekbones, but really sunken in temples, well, they're getting fillers in the wrong areas. They're getting them all in the cheeks, and yes, you want to raise a little
Well,
bit
there
in
you
the
go.
cheeks.
There's that's that alien look.
That's right. The temples are sunken in because that's a normal aging
And if you have
process.
a pointy chin,
And you
okay,
look like a witch.
You-
Yeah.
you look crazy.
Right.
So I don't want to walk around
Right,
by
right.
walk past crazy people, because when they look like that, I can't help but stare
Because
and
when
go,
you don't know where you're going, and the injector you're going to is afraid to inject in the temples. They're afraid to, push the limit or
but
inject
if
you where
you're
you're supposed
going
to go.
a really good doctor,
It's not going to happen.
Okay, and
like
that
if you're
doctor-
coming to the Spiegel Center, it is not going to happen. You're going to leave there looking beautiful.
so you're gonna sculpt their face back.
Yes,
To
it's all about
age.
sculpting
Okay.
and looking beautiful and
Okay, now we touched upon it before, but I'm going to say it again.
Yeah.
How can these women? What are they really saving? $100, $200 by going to house parties, spas, beauty salons? I just drove by a manicuring place that they do manicures and pedicures and Botox. I'm like, really? Like, you're going to do my toes and I'm going to let you Botox my foot?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. Like, I wouldn't walk in there, but
yeah. So it's it's become like a term, they use it like Kleenex. So we say Botox, it's the same kind of thing. You have to always remember it's medicine. We're stopping muscles from working. So it's really important to go to a doctor.
So then how are
And
these people, how are they able to, you're a manicuring place, how are you able
I
to do
have
Botox?
no idea how they even get their licensure. I don't know how they get the materials, because you have to be a licensed doctor to even get these things. But, people get a hold of all kinds of things.
Okay, now here's my other problem with that. I walk into a place with the needles on clean. You got to
Well, I
remember
will
back
tell
in the
you-
day,
yeah.
everybody went for tattoos. I know that, your dad and I were on a motorcycle to Laconia back in the day, and everybody was getting tattoos. I'm glad I didn't. And then a lot of people got hepatitis C. That was a huge epidemic. They didn't even know they were walking around because of dirty needles.
So
So
Cindy,
I
you
would-
have no idea how many patients come to me and say, but can you just give me half a syringe or a quarter syringe? So I tell them, well, once you open a syringe, you open a syringe. What am I going to do with the rest of it? Well, when I went wherever I went to, this doesn't really happen too much at the Spiegel Center, because we do get the more educated patients.
Doesn't matter. I want listeners to
But
hear the
it
stories.
does happen that people share syringes. So they'll share they'll change the needle, but they'll share a syringe. Well, you don't know how much backlash you have when you open the syringe, and when you start injecting, you always have to go back a little bit and then go forward. So if you're sharing that syringe with, even could be your sister, your best friend,
Your daughter,
you don't
doesn't
know what
matter.
you're doing. It's nuts.
It is
Crazy.
nuts. So
Yeah.
you agree with me that these house parties and spas
You're
and-
putting your life on the line because you don't know what you're getting there. It's just like going to a manicure place and just never asking, do you sterilize
Well,
anything? Or
If you remember back,
crazy.
there was one point that people were getting these gangrene, whatever, from pedicures. Getting
Yeah.
you putting your feet in dirty water, or whatever was going on in these pedicuring
well,
chairs.
you
So
know, the
now
health
you're gonna let these people-
departments, they're really, they
I
make
don't know.
sure that we
Somebody's
are
gonna
safe.
Touch my
but,
face.
yeah.
I want a real doctor. Sorry, but that's just how it is. You, Sammy?
I agree.
Now,
Not like you would let me do anything else besides that.
All right, so now,
She would have interviewed like 30 before I talked to one.
Dr. Neal, what is age appropriate for girls to start using fillers? Because I
So-
want to go with this with
yeah.
Charlie in a minute. As a girl that went from the North Shore to Newton at 13 years old, I never heard of a nose job on the North Shore. At 13, I moved to Newton, and every girl between 13, 14, 15 was having a nose job. Now, I'm hearing girls having implants, moms are buying implants at 15, 16 years old. I'm sorry, there's something wrong with that too, okay?
Implants for where?
But what is implants for your breast, I guess, your butt, I don't know. But what is age appropriate before we go to another break?
So, so it really depends. So, for Botox, you can even start in your mid-20s, and you'll get it done like twice a year, and you'll never have wrinkles for the rest of your life.
Who has wrinkles in their 20s?
Well, they want to stop it's preventative.
I don't know how much. It depends how much they're drinking and how much they're not taking care of themselves.
Okay, so we're going to go off to a break, and we'll fill that back in because young 20 is a lot. We'll be right back after this break. I'm Cindy Stumpo. You're listening to Tough as Nails on WBZ News Radio 1030. Welcome back. I'm Cindy Stumpo. You're listening to Tough as Nails on WBZ 1030 News Radio. We're talking to Charlene, and we're talking to Dr. O'Neill Spiegel on aging gracefully or just aging. I don't want to age. I don't want to age either way. Okay, O'Neill.
Yes.
Finish that question. You said 25s. People in their
early 20s.
So,
no, you said mid-20s?
Yeah, like mid-20s. You can start those lines in the middle, the angry 11s. The angry 11s, you can stop those in your mid-20s, and then you just do it twice a year, and it's just like going to the hygienist. Twice a year, you go get a cleaning.
So if I started to have Botox for my daughter in her middle 20s, by the time she's my age at 53, would she not have any lines on her forehead?
She will probably not have any lines in her forehead, on her crow's feet. And she's going to age a lot better. They're going to age so well,
and
Cindy.
there's proven fact to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they'll put a little bit, and then when you get you start in your early 30s, you start to sink in in your tear trough area. You have beautiful cheeks.
I gotta tell you something, dude. I looked really good in my early 30s. I looked really good till my late 30s. I wouldn't have even thought to do this. To be honest.
But you know what? Because you were comparing yourself to your peers. That's what we do. We compare ourselves, and you are a beautiful woman.
No.
And you look beautiful now. But
go ahead.
No. You're beautiful now, and you were beautiful then. And when you look into and you compare yourself to your peers, but 20-some-year-olds and 30-some-year-olds are comparing themselves to their peers also. So you just got to keep up with the game.
She's saying it's a different generation.
Yeah, I know you.
Just a little bit. I'm saying.
Listen, I can
go to the right place, get it done right. Just do a little bit, and you'll look beautiful.
All right, so I'm going to let everybody
They'll
know.
never see the knife. They'll never need it.
I have a little secret, and Jeff, I had to call Dr. O'Neill and Dr. Jeff, and I went and I said, okay, I'm going to have Botox put in my forehead, and I did it. And next thing you know, my eyelid was gone. It was folded down, and Dr. Jeff is Dr. O'Neill's husband, and I called him and I said, oh my God, I don't know if I had a stroke, and I didn't know who to call. Instead of calling the doctor that did it, I ran to Dr. Jeff, okay, and get over to my house real fast, let me see what this guy did, and and he was away, because her husband also is a doctor and he travels a lot. And so whatever, I went to the guy that fixed me, that helped me with my breasts, and needless to say, my eyelid dropped. And I had to walk around for literally 4 months and put tape on my eyelid. And so I'm terrified. So I told everybody I got bit by a reclusive spider. That was a story. But, O'Neill, even the best of doctors, have you ever seen that happen besides to me? Well, you guys had never seen that before.
I've seen it happen a couple of times. It's rare. It's very, very rare. Yeah.
So needless to say, Dr. O'Neill and Dr. Jeff will never touch me with that ever again, because
Cindy, you're special.
I'm not good with things. I don't know what goes on. So that woman that's torturing me from the Harry show, that what she call me, silicone stumpo, all full of fillers.
But Cindy, look at you. You look.
Yeah, it's called 10
you don't
pounds
have
of menopause weight right now.
But you
right,
look
Sammy?
so beautiful.
That's true.
I don't know.
No, so if I lose,
you don't do anything.
if I lose the menopause weight, maybe I'll have to be in there, and we're just going to shoot me all up, literally, just drive. But
you know what, Cindy, you said the right thing. You don't want to go to, even if when you choose a doctor, you don't want to go to the doctor who does breasts to do your face,
right?
To do your
I agree. There should be a specialty.
You want
Well,
you
you
want to
said to
go
me-
to the right person to do your face. That's the only thing they do.
So at the Spiegel Center, they only do head and neck, Sammy.
Right.
So if you want breast implants, you want a butt job, you want a tummy tuck, they're not going to do it for you over there.
No,
You want a facelift, you want a neck lift, you know.
Dr.
anything.
Spiegel is trained to do all that stuff, and he will not touch you because that's what he specializes in, is just the head and neck.
And I believe doctors develop a reputation with something. This guy's the breast man, this guy's the nose guy, this guy's the... But
And
okay,
Cindy, it's like you're the best builder. If you're gonna
That's right, I'm the
if you're
best
gonna
builder.
go build a house, and I know in Brookline, Newton, you'd be crazy to go to anybody else. You only go to Cindy.
But even so, you're the same way with your houses, Mom. That you won't put out a product that you don't think is pretty or want to stand behind it either.
No, I won't. And listen, like I've said to some of your customers, I'm sorry, I can't make this house look pretty. So go to another rental guy. I'm not a rental guy. I don't want to be a rental guy. I can't do it, and I know what my...
and you
know,
stick by what you know.
I want. It's not about
you get
the money.
What you pay for.
You want a new house?
Yeah.
Call me. You want a new kitchen? Call somebody else. Not going to do that. Charlene, I've got a question for you. Since you deal on the psychological end
Right.
of this mix, give me the craziest story of something happened to a man, a woman, something that comes to mind, or go digging in your brain for, and tell me something that you know.
Well, I think one new trend, and it's happening to those women who want mommy makeovers.
Yeah.
They want new vaginas. They want vagina rejuvenation. They
Isn't
want
that called designer vagina?
designer vaginas.
Okay. well,
I've heard about
basically,
this.
Okay.
But what happens when a 19-year-old comes to one of the designer vagina folks and says, I want a rejuvenation of my vagina because I feel ugly. I feel my vagina's ugly. Can you fix it? And they willingly
And this is a
will
girl
fix
that's
their
never had
vagina.
children, or she just has.
Right, for whatever reason.
That's not for whatever reason. Some guy made her feel insecure about herself somewhere. That's all. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, maybe.
What about these husbands that make these running jokes with their wives too after a couple kids?
Well, for example, the mommy makeover women will tell you, my husband, I don't really feel we have a good sexual relationship after the third kid, and I really feel like I just need to get my vagina tightened to make him happy. I've given him children, but apparently, vagina rejuvenation.
Maybe she's doing it for herself.
So let me just understand something.
She might be.
She might
So-
want
But
to feel
wait,
it.
hold on. Let me get this straight.
But
I don't know if she's doing it for him.
But
She's
here's
doing
the
it
thing.
herself.
Here's the
But
thing.
wait a minute. Is the husband making her feel uncomfortable?
She's feeling that things have changed,
Okay, so
and
something's
so
changed in the
she's
bedroom.
getting some sort of
So here
clue.
would be my answer. Okay,
Yeah.
listen, you. Okay, buddy, dude. Okay, my husband. Let me tell you how this is going down. See, this vagina is both of our vaginas now. Okay, I have pushed out 2 kids. You own this vagina with me. So if it's too big or too little or whatever your problem is, get over it, because this has become one family vagina now. Okay, and I don't have another story for that one. Just like, see my stretch marks and now your stretch marks. So that's baloney, and men should never throw that guilt on. Okay. And I don't like that, like, slap a 2x4 across your, and whatever that running joke is. You ever hear that?
No.
Oh, good. That's probably my generation. People might understand that, when your husband says, I'll just slap a 2x4 across my whatever. But that's so not right. Girls are coming down to the fact that they don't have a pretty vagina. I mean, a vagina? With this where we're going?
But here's the thing. If
Then you don't keep your legs closed. That's a good thing. Then you won't have a lot of sex. Okay? That's every father's dream. My daughter will think her vagina is ugly, and
especially those fathers that want to take their daughter to the purity ball, coming out.
right.
So that's a joke, Cindy.
I
But
hear you.
here's the thing. Here's the thing I do want to say.
This is what happens when you got blue blood that's in your studio right now, okay? Go ahead. We have Jews, Italians, and blue bloods in here. Go ahead.
Here's what I want to say. There are some downsides to. You have to remember, this is commercialized medicine. This is direct-to-consumer marketing. We're trying to make all body parts insecure. We're trying to even medicalize and say you might have this designer vagina because you have some sort of problem. So we're making something abnormal. what also is problematic is that many of these surgical procedures often raise your own ethnic identity. You get a different nose, you get different lips. So in doing so, we're actually moving towards a very, very narrow view of beauty, a sort of a white
O'Neill just
Caucasian
told me
face.
recently you don't even have to have a nose job anymore. They're doing liquid nose jobs.
Well,
Well, you can inject them, right?
Yeah,
I've heard
we
about this.
Yeah, inject them right.
But if I want to make my nose thinner, why would it be injecting something to make it thicker? Don't people
you can make it
usually have thinner nose?
You inject it in a certain. You have to know how to inject it, but you can actually make your nose look much
So
thinner.
some people actually want a thinner or a thicker nose by
thinner. It's usually thinner.
And by
Usually
putting fillers
but you
in?
actually have to. So if you have a wider nose and you inject just on top here, you can actually lift it and make it a lot thinner.
You guys can't see what she's doing,
And
but
I'm
she's
sorry,
playing with
yeah,
her nose
but
right
it
now
is-
in the
it's,
studio.
yeah.
All right,
but
so,
it's
and then
simple.
I get
It's
my
fast,
30 second.
and it comes out. It actually comes out really beautiful. I
But do you
probably
have- do you
did
have to
5 of those.
But
I
the-
did 5 of those
here's
last
the
week.
bottom line, ladies.
Does that
is-
happen? You have to fill up, but that's not. You have to keep going with that, right?
You have to do it, but it takes less than 10 minutes.
And then you got a different nose. But the bottom line is
5 minutes, no
there's
surgery.
women like Charlene that's got to deal with this, but we got to go to break. Up next, Charlene and Dr. O'Neill, and we'll be taking your calls. You're listening to Tough as Nails on WBZ News Radio, 1030. Back after this break. Joe, please explain what a bulkhead is.
It's a cellar entry cover, metal cover, or a composite cover that fits over a stairwell going downstairs. Basically, it should be weather tight to keep the weather out and the rodents out. It's all about installation.
I only bring people into my studio that know what they're doing. Trust me on that one. I'm Cindy Stumpo. You're listening to Tough as Nails on WBZ 1030 News Radio. And we're talking to Charlene and Dr. O'Neill and Samantha. And Samantha, you got callers coming in, so let's go.
Yeah, we're talking about vaginas.
Yeah, we're talking about design of vaginas. I think we hit it all here tonight, ladies. But okay, got some people that
Lauren,
are
are you on the line?
freaking out.
Hi, so actually I have a couple of questions, and I'm going to ask them all at once if you don't mind.
Okay.
I'm sorry if I sound naive, but what exactly does Botox do? Like, how long does it last? How many times a year would I have to maintain it if I decide to start? And, I mean, I know it can be expensive. So what happens when you stop, if you do?
Okay, so I'm gonna pass you over to Dr. O'Neill on that one. What was your question just again?
It's basically about Botox.
Okay.
Like, yeah, so what is it really, like, how many times do you have to do it, and what happens if you stop?
Okay, so Botox, and again, there are 2 other ones, Xeomin and Dysport. They're all virtually neuromodulators, and what they do is they relax the muscles. So we inject typically around your eyes and the forehead, and it stops the muscles from contracting and therefore not developing or creating lines as you smile and raise your eyebrows and that sort of thing. Botox, Xeomin, and Dysport last about 3 months from the day you inject it. So some people get injected every 3 months because they do not want any movement. Other people usually 4 or 5 months. If you've been injecting for a while, then even every 6 months or 5 months is pretty good. For myself, I get injected probably twice a year, maybe a little bit more than twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. It also depends on your age. So the younger you start, the less you need to do it. So if you start like your mid-20s, mid-30s, probably twice a year.
Lauren, how old are you?
I'm 33.
Yeah, so probably twice a year sounds about right.
Are you afraid, or are you just? And by the way, when you ask a question, you're never naive. If we don't ask questions, we stop learning in life. Always ask questions. So, did O'Neill answer the question? Is there something else you didn't get out of that answer that you'd like to ask, or are we good?
Well, what just happens if you stop to?
I'll tell you, your whole face falls off, and your skin's hanging in your hands, and like your eyeballs go to the back of your head. No, I'm playing with you, honey. What happens if she stops using?
You just go back to, you will always look 3 months younger. That's pretty much it. It will go back to normal the way you had it before, but let me tell you, you never go back.
Unless you're Cindy Stumpo and you went to the wrong doctor and your eyelid dropped down, okay? And that'll never happen again. But I don't know. I mean, Sammy, what's your feelings on it?
I've done it, but I think once or twice a year is perfectly fine.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Lauren, if you want to know how to reach O'Neill,
Yeah, so just look us up at drspiegel.com. We're in Newton, Massachusetts, right on Route 9.
and by the way, Lauren, I only bring people into my studio that know what they're doing, okay? Trust me on that one, all right?
Carla, you on the line?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Okay, Carla, who do you have a question for?
I have a question for Dr. Hess.
Okay.
So,
Hi.
Hi. I wanted to know, why do the aging naturally women hate the women who, quote unquote, have work done?
I think hate's a pretty strong word. I think there are disagreements. I think, the women who age naturally, and maybe
Wait, hold on for a minute. I got to agree with her.
Yeah.
There's some pretty nasty stuff going on in social media, and these people are very hateful, and the things they write are pretty hateful, and I have to agree with her that I've got one coming after me right now calling me silicone Stumpo, and I don't know what the hell she's talking about. But again, they are nasty, so...
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a continuum of disagreement. Nastiness is at one end, and I think there are those that just agree to disagree.
Well, how about that woman can't afford to go do it, so it's easier to crap on somebody else? They can?
Well, I don't know about that, but I do think that there are people who really are against this idea that you have to fix every part of your body. They're feeling that they want to age naturally. They don't want
Well,
to...
good for them, but keep their opinions to themselves.
Yeah,
I don't need to hear their opinions.
I think it's interacting as a two-way street. So we don't know how these confrontations may play out. But for them, I think they're concerned about this lifelong need to fix your body. They have decided to opt out of that kind of fixing
And good for them.
and surgical fix.
But you don't have women that aren't, and Carla, maybe you can agree with me here. We're not going after people that are doing things aren't going after people and go, oh, on social media, oh, you old bag, look at how old you look, you disgusting old lady. I mean, so if one side's not doing it to the other, why is the other side doing it to this side? I think it's bad.
I think the women that want to age gracefully are feeling that they're the ones that people are making comments on. They're the ones that are, even during the Oscars, people are saying, oh, gee, look at that person. I think they forgot to fix this part of them or that part of them. I mean, they're feeling from their given perspective that people don't allow them to age gracefully, that they become totally invisible. To age in our society means that women very often are invisible. Men are not. There's a double standard of aging.
Oh, they look great. My kneecaps are falling. Ray's kneecaps are fine. My butt's falling. His butt's great. I mean, no, it's a very unfair thing. I got to be honest. I'm not liking this. Carla, you asked this question for a reason. Why? Are you feeling something coming back at you?
I think that people who have had work done, like myself, have had a lot of backlash, like exactly what you described. So it's just something that I wanted to understand a little better.
Here, I'll give you the Cindy Stumpo attitude. Who cares what they have to say? Do you like what you look like when you look in the mirror?
I'll say so.
Okay, then that's all that matters, hon.
100%.
Nobody else. Keep everybody else as noise in the background. If I listened to everything that people say about me, I would be at McLean's in a cuckoo padded farm.
Wait, but
I don't know where I'd be
what
right
did
now.
Papa always say? When they stop talking about you, then worry?
There you go. Sammy's right. My grandfather. My father's a saying. I used to go to my father in my 20s and my 30s and my 40s, and now I'm still doing it. I'm 53. Dad, why do people have to talk about me? Like, why? And he'd say to me, Cindy, when they stop talking about you, you're a nobody. So guess what? They're going to talk about you. They're jealous. As long as you look good and you feel good. And remember, it's not just about the outside beauty. It's also what's inside, because inside definitely comes on the outside. I can see the most beautiful girl, and if she's got a nasty, jerky personality, attitude, she can become ugly really fast. And that girl that's kind of like half pretty to me, and then she radiates with just this humble, just a good person, then it shows, it comes out on the outside too. So Samantha is even more beautiful because she's got a heart of gold, and she's definitely a more sensitive, more sincere person than I am. And that it all together, it's her package. But I like being Cindy, so I'm going to tell you, anybody gives you any crap, you tell them, just do me a favor, go away, okay? Don't have time for you in my life. Do whatever you want to do. It's your face. It's your body. Just don't take it to crazy levels, okay? And look like an alien.
Fair
All
enough.
right, Carla. Talk to you later.
Donna?
Yes.
Hi, Donna. Who are you here to speak with?
Hi, my question is for Charlene.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. You know, I personally believe that this is not something that I would do, and I don't stand in judgment of anyone else.
Right.
But what's wrong with aging gracefully?
Right.
Again, I'm not putting anyone down.
Right. That's a great question. In our society, we're so image-based, and this current generation, you know, grew up in Facebook, Instagram, and it's taken to such a new level where people are being digitally enhanced. There's no longer any natural body, honestly, that people can see in the media. And so there is this kind of, you know, women in general have been told that the sum of their worth very often is tied to their physical appearance. So they're buying, trying, complying with every single product, whether it's Botox or some other beauty enhancer or creams. And people say, you know, while on the one hand, it may make them feel empowered, that empowerment is short-lived until your next Botox treatment. If you perhaps, you know, maybe there's a happy medium in between. If you took some of that money, invested it in a money market fund, or you invested it in education, the returns on that investment would allow you the resources to excel in other things in your life other than in being the perfect, beautiful woman that you are. And as Cindy said, you're beautiful on the inside, and that inside beauty can also be appreciated. But when
I have one question.
When you push that envelope, it becomes problematic.
I always have a question, by the way. I probably said that 10 times right now. How old are you, Donna?
57.
Okay. And you are deciding to let your hair get gray with time and just you're going to just go out. And you know what that tells me? You're a very confident woman, and that's really cool, too. I'm Cindy Stumpo, and this is Tough as Nails on WBZ News Radio 1030. We'll hear more from Charlene and Dr. O'Neill when we get back. You're back with Cindy Stumpo on WBZ News Radio 1030. Samantha, thank you for co-hosting with me like always.
It's my pleasure.
And you weren't bailing me out too much tonight. And then Professor Charlene, you know what? Dr. Professor Charlene Hesbiber. Give my listeners the names of your books.
Am I Thin Enough Yet? The Cult of Thinness, and Working Women in America, Split Dreams.
They're 3 great books. Dr. O'Neill Spiegel, any tips you can give us? Or how people can
How
reach
about
you?
this? Just come in for a consultation. Mention this show in the rest of the month of March and come in and we'll talk how to keep you looking beautiful, aging beautiful.
So you tell my listeners a free consultation.
Yes, so free consultation throughout the month of March. As long as you mention your show, you mention Cindy by name, coming in. So 617-566-3223 or drspiegel.com.
drspiegel.com.
Yes.
Guys, they're very good in there. I kid you not.
Thank
And
you.
Samantha, yes, you can go Monday. Okay. I'd also like to thank the callers and the listeners. People, once again, stop judging others. Picking and gossiping about others, cut the bull already. So sick of people judging. Here's what I say to all the men and women. If something bothers you on your body or face, go do what you want. Who cares what people think? I sure don't. Please find me on my new fan page, Cindy Stumpo. My other pages are completely full, so coming over there is not going to help. There's a Cindy Stumpo fan page, and there's a Tough as Nails fan page. Have a great night. Have a safe weekend, and we'll see you back next week.